All eyes are on President Trump right now as he takes office in a few weeks. Yep. So you have a history of President Trump. I'd say you've helped him on at least 2 occasions when he's close to bankruptcy. You still own that yacht of his?
Yes, we did buy the Trump Princess boat, and now it's called Kingdom boat. Yes. And we did also buy from the Plaza Hotel.
When was that? When did you buy the Plaza Hotel?
This was in the late 1980s or early 1990s.
So can you tell me more about President Trump? Because we've seen him evolve over the years. Remember, he was even a Democrat early on. So you've met President Trump. You know him better than I, for sure. How is he now as a person? How was he before? And trying to get into his mind, do you think he's well-intentioned when it comes to the Middle East, when it comes to Iran, when it comes to normalizing relations between Israel and the Arab world? And do you think he's capable of achieving that?
Look, Trump was very clear, saying that he wants to have peace in the whole world, obviously, which is very positive, obviously. Now, as far as we're concerned, we want peace in our region. And clearly, with the forcefulness and the good mandate that President Trump had in the last election, this really should help really in having hopefully a fast process whereby peaceful acts could really stabilize our region. So I'm optimistic about having President Trump take over January 20th and give our region the opportunity to have, after all these years of civil strife and problems and wars and negative issues, is to have stability and peace here.
You're known to speak your mind. You were pretty public as well when you were upset with something Trump said. I can't remember what it was in 2016 about Islam. So you've always been vocal, similar to Trump. He's also very direct, and that's something that you praise in President Trump. What do you think are his strengths and weaknesses as a president?
Well, look, we have seen Trump in his first presidency. And now he came back with a strong mandate from the population that voted for him and the Electoral College also. So he has a sweep over there. So President Trump is going to come strong. And clearly, that's his second term. So he has no third term to be elected, and not to look forward for third term presidency. So I think he's now more free, more at ease to really take tough decisions. Not only on the political front, but also on the economical front. We'll talk shortly about Mr. Musk's involvement and these huge time bombs we have in the United States, the budget deficit, the trade deficit.
As one of the biggest investors in the U.S.
Yeah. I mean, we are huge investors in the United States, so we'll talk about this in a minute. But on the political front, I believe that he is going to be very forceful, and we need that. We've seen how Zelensky began talking about the potential peaceful resolution for the Ukrainian-Russian war.
The narrative changed.
The whole narrative and attitude changed, which that's what we need exactly. I mean, understand, there has to be some sacrifice from Ukraine, unfortunate, but we have to accept this fact maybe. So I'll keep this to my friend, President Trump, to manage the process. And I have trust in him, frankly speaking.
You've met, as far as I understand, again, the number of world leaders you met is mind-boggling, but you've met every single U.S. president since George Bush Sr.
Since Ford.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you have in your book here.
Since President Ford?
Yes. Okay. I was living in the United States, and I was living in the Bay Area, and there was an event in San Francisco, so I met President Ford over there, yes.
Wow. But there's one exception, that's President Biden.
Biden not meet. I did not meet him, but because I didn't have the opportunity to meet him. And when he came here, it was a very quick visit. I mean.
What are your thoughts? So it just seems like such a drastic change in the U.S. Like the whole world seems to be changing already before Trump is even president. But how is it possible that one person could lead to so much change? Obviously, it's not just Trump. It's like Trump and his friends, or Elon and his friends. You've got Trump, Elon, RFK, and the rest of the group, Tulsi and all them, Vivek. But what fascinates me is how, is it really an establishment that's going to be shaken up in the U.S.?
The agenda that Trump is coming with is very aggressive, and on the domestic front, obviously. Close the borders, get legal immigrants, reject illegal immigrants, control the budget deficit, cut the waste in the U.S. government. All these are incredible and important issues that the United States have to face internally. I mean, come on. All these millions coming from the southern borders, to America illegally. I mean, no one will accept that. I will not accept that. Many Saudis and Arabs will not accept to have this in their countries. And clearly, the biggest worry right now is the annual budget deficit and the cumulative debt. Clearly, to have Mr. Musk lead that exercise to first of all control costs, cut the deficit, and hence cut the cumulative debt of the United States is very important, because now the debt to GDP in the United States has breached the 100% ratio, which is very scary and risky. Now, clearly, the United States is still a huge country, and you can still survive that. But why to have this huge cumulative debt that is a burden on each American? So I'm optimistic about Musk managing this process through the Doge path.
You've also known Elon for a very long time. You've invested, so you did not invest in Tesla. You thought it was overvalued at the time. But now you've invested very heavily, over $1 billion in XAI. You were an early investor in Twitter, about $200 million.
Exactly.
And
now worth above $2 billion.
Congratulations. And instead of cashing out when Trump acquired Twitter, you've rolled it over into X. So you've got an incredible history with both President Trump and Elon. But why did it take... What fascinates me, that question I can't answer, there's different theories to it. Why do you think the existing administration didn't do the basics, didn't address the debt, did not address the inefficiencies in the government? The amount of regulation there is in some of these states is crazy. And then did not address the border, among other things. What were the hurdles? What changed more than just a new president? It feels like it's a systemic change we're seeing in the US.
Look, to be honest with you, thinking of the Democratic Party, I'm a Saudi, I'm a royalist, neither Democrat or Republican. But at the end of the day, I like the United States to be in good shape. It's very dogmatic. The Democratic Party and the left-wing part of it, they believe in this laissez-faire situation. Open our borders. It's okay to have all those immigrants come, defund the police, and laissez-faire situation. I think it's went a bit too far. Really, the woke movement went a bit too far in the United States, and I think, to me, it was one of the main reasons why the Democratic Party lost. The left of the U.S. Democratic Party, the progressives, really took charge of that party, and they went too much to the left. And I think this was one of the reasons of why the Democratic Party lost.
Yeah, it's actually interesting. That's one of my favorite theories. I think it was on the All In podcast. It was either David Sachs or Chamath. They talk about when one party's in power for too long, they get too complacent, they go too extreme, and we've seen that with the left. And right now, eventually, we might see that with the Conservative Party if they're in power for too long.